What's going on, everyone? My name is Jamel Jones, founder and creator of New Realm Digital Marketing and the New Realm CRM for wholesalers, real estate investors, and just overall business in general. So I created this blog a few days ago, and I just kind of felt like I should make a video for a lot of people don't really like to read, so I really wanted to get this information out there because I know this is affecting a whole lot of wholesalers. So, not just wholesalers, but real estate investors in general, whether your main course of action is wholesaling or lease options, subject to, or whatever you're doing. And the topic is the three reasons why real estate investors fail. So there are multiple reasons why some real estate investors fail. They fall on hard times and they need to go back to work and they just never get back into investing. I was there before. I had to shut everything down because I just wasn't getting any deals and I had to go back to work. Um, Other reasons like I don't know, just a lot of stuff, right? But I wanted to focus on three main reasons why real estate investors fail in this video, and I'm going to use my blog post to as like a template for it, right? So the main reason why real estate investors fail is because of their structure or lack thereof, right? So a lot of us, and I was guilty of this when I first got started as well. A lot of us will see a ad or come across a video to a very popular real estate wholesaling guru or real estate investing guru of any type, and that guru is so charismatic and so convincing that he or she actually makes us believe that we can become millionaires in the next 30 days, right? And so we go out here with little to no information, little to no guidance, little to no knowledge of what it is that we're doing, and we fall flat on our face, right? I have a student, Eric. When he first started, he didn't have any idea what he was doing. He didn't have any structure or anything. He was just doing what gurus told him, pulling a list, skip tracing an entire list of 10,000 from wherever you pull lists from, and then just cold calling. It took him 18 months, give or take, to get his first deal, and that deal was only $2,500, right? So the amount of time and effort that he put into it, and this is standard for most businesses, right? Like it takes a long time to see a to see rewards from your effort. But his first deal was 2,500, and so he just knew something was wrong because I mean that's not right for this type of business if you know what you're doing. So he reached out to me, and shortly after that, money started coming in. When he started utilizing the structures and the tools that I recommend, and the structure and the tools that I've created to to make wholesaling and real estate investing overall a lot easier. Within a few months, he had already accumulated 45,000 in assignments, and what he did was, which is what everyone should do at that point. Once you hit 30,000 or more, you need to convert your hustle into a business. And so now he has his business working for him instead of him working for his business, right? So it was well worth it to reach out to someone that actually knew what they were doing. So there's some key things that you're going to need in order to make sure that the structure, the foundation of your business is correct. And real quick, I was speaking to someone yesterday, and they said that they needed a good cushion for their business before they got started. And I asked them why. Their response was, well, I need a cushion because that's what you build from. And I'm like, where did you get that logic from? You need a cushion for if you fall. But if you build a strong foundation, you'll never fall. So you don't need a cushion. And like it was like a light bulb went off in their head. Like I could see the look on their face. They were just like, well, holy, crap. I never thought about that before. So, and that's a mind state thing, because if your mindset is to have something to fall back on in case I fail, then the knowledge of that cushion being there for you to fall on and soften your blow. Now, I'm not saying don't have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan, but you have to go into anything that you do with the idea and the thought pattern and the mindset that I will not fail. That's how you be successful. Failure isn't an option. Anyway, instead of turning this video into one of those, we're going to keep it moving. There's a few things that you need. You're going to need a good power dialer. You're going to have to be on the phone with people. You're going to need a system that actually lets you, and I have to bring this up because I was actually surprised that there's so many systems out there that don't have this feature. You need a system that allows you to text and make calls from the same number. Now, I don't know who the hell would make a software where this isn't a feature by default, but apparently this is a big thing in the real estate investing community, having the ability to call and text from the same number. My CRM has had that since day one. I don't really get why that's a thing. Anyway, so you're going to need a power dialer and a way to send text messages, preferably from the same number, right? A single line dialer works just fine. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, multi-line dialers are stupid if you're one person. You cannot talk to more than one person at a time. And me personally, I've gotten calls from telemarketing agencies that were using multi-line dialers. And how multi-line dialers work, in case you didn't know, it'll call, let's say you got a 5-line dialer, it'll call 5 people at the same time. Whichever one picks up is the one you connect to. But hypothetically speaking, let's say all 5 pick up. So it's going to connect you to one. What happens to those other 4 people? Well, I'll tell you what happens. They get hung up on. They hear silence for about 5 seconds, and then the phone hangs up. And then once you get off the phone with that first person that you got connected to, it auto dials the other people back. And then guess what? You get connected to one if they pick up the phone this time. Me personally, if I get a phone call from some number that I don't recognize off top, so I'm already skeptical about answering it, and then it just hangs up on me, I'm not picking up that phone again. I'm not answering that call again. But hypothetically speaking, let's say they do pick up the call again. Now, the other 3 people just got hung up on twice. Twice now, right? And so let's keep it going. It calls those other 3 people back now. You get connected to one, 2 of them get hung up on. That's 3 times. That makes no sense to me. Like, I do not understand why people work by themselves and want a multi-line dialer. Multi-line dialers work, in my opinion, if you have a team. If you have 5 VAs and a 5-line dialer, then it works perfectly because those calls can be routed to the other VAs if they're available, right? And in that situation, I would have 5 VAs and a 3-line dialer. That way there's a high probability that at least 2 VAs are always available for the next call. Anyway, so you're going to need some landing pages. This is later on down the line. You do not need landing pages when you're just getting started. I see a lot of wholesalers in particular. They try to get their online presence established before ever even cold calling anyone or ever even sending a cold SMS message or a cold email. That's working backwards, right? Don't worry about those things until you get at least one deal under your belt. Then you want to establish an online presence and all of that stuff. That's when you convert from a hustle to a business. But until then, you need to just concentrate on making calls. But if you have the resources when you first get started, yes, create a landing page slash website. Create something where if you reach out to someone, hey, this is Jamel, New Realm Digital Marketing. I'm interested in purchasing your property at 123 Main Street, blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, that person is going to Google New Realm Digital Marketing. And you want to make sure that they have something. And most of the time, people are going to actually ask you, do you have a website? Right? Because that's the norm. It's 2022. That's the norm. Everybody has an online presence if they're a business. So if you have the resources or the capabilities, create that. I'm not using this as a marketing whatever, but my CRM actually, you can host your websites for free. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. So, which leads me to the next one. You need an automated CRM. A CRM means a contact or customer or client or whatever C words you want to put in that place. Relations management system or manager system. So you need one of these with SMS capabilities, email capabilities, preferably some automations where you can automate the majority of your business. And that's really important in my opinion. Automations are everything. Automations are everything, especially if you are a one-man team or a one-woman team. Automations are everything because it lightens the hell out of your workload. Running the business by yourself is very stressful, very time-consuming, but it's all worth it in the end. So why wouldn't you automate things like reminder text messages or reminder emails, reminding people that you have a meeting coming up, right? And then the last thing, which is not, you don't have to, if you have a viable source of information, you don't need a mentor, but a mentor is always really good to have. And not just anybody that's on Facebook talking about they'll help you close your first deal. You have to vet people first. You have to make sure that they're actually doing what they say they're doing before you hire them. And don't go out here and give some random dude $10,000 of your money that you worked your ass off to get, who's just going to leave you high and dry. I've talked to so many people that have told me that they've bought into so many different courses and mentorships and coaching programs and got absolutely nothing for it for thousands of dollars. And like over the years, I actually signed up a client yesterday. He said over the past 7 years, he spent over $100,000 on mentorships and never closed one deal. Mentorships, coaching courses and stuff like that. So it's like, with that amount of money, you could have just put that in the bank and then 7 years later just use that $100,000 to purchase a property to get into real estate. But while things are happening, that's not how we think. Like, we don't know that this $10,000 that we're going to spend on this coaching program isn't going to get me anywhere. You know, that's hindsight. Anyway, so number 2 is leads. Now, most people are deathly afraid of 3 things. Death, which is understandable. Public speaking, which is kind of understandable, especially if you're an introvert like me. It takes a lot to actually get used to even just recording videos like this. Like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get used to being the center of attention, right? So the third thing, which is the thing that I don't understand the most, is people are afraid to invest in themselves or invest in their business, right? You will invest money I'm talking about. So you'll get up, and the logic behind this I don't really understand. You'll get up and invest your time, which is something you will literally never get back. You will get up and invest your time in going somewhere to some office building or some warehouse to make some million or billion dollar company more millions and billions of dollars for pennies. They're paying you pennies to do this. You're exchanging your time for literal pennies in the grand scheme of things. But you won't invest a few hundred or a few $1,000s of your savings into never having to go work again for someone else. Like, I don't understand. I cannot comprehend that for the life of me. The last job I had, I was driving semi trucks at $30 an hour. It wasn't enough. And the reason why it wasn't enough is because this is the absolute truth for any job. Whatever you're getting paid, let's say $30 an hour, you are literally saying that 1 hour of your life that you will never get back is worth $30. Think about that. 1 hour of your life that you will never get back is worth $30. And a lot of y'all probably thinking, well, what would you be doing if you wasn't working? And that's a very, very good point. That's a very, very good question, because a lot of us, if we weren't working, we'd just be sitting on our ass playing Xbox or PlayStation or something, right? So those aren't the people that I'm talking about. But if you're a person, you have an idea, you have a business plan, you have a business idea, work as long as you need to stack up a cushion, because in this case, you do need a cushion. Work as long as you need to stack up a cushion. I would say 6 months. Work as long as you need to save up about 6 months worth of bills and stuff like that, and then start putting your plan into motion. Start putting your business plan, your actions into motion, and write everything down. When things get wrote down, they're transferred into the universe. It's like energy and stuff like that. So, just anyway, where was I? To succeed in real estate, you need a successful person who's actively investing. That just goes back to finding someone who's actually doing what they say that they're doing, and asking them for help. You can even ask them to intern with them. Work for free or work for very little money, because I would rather make $15 an hour working for someone where I'm learning the skill where I would never have to work again than go to a job making $30 or $45 an hour. I've had both of these jobs, like really, really high paying jobs, but it's nothing at the end of that tunnel. I'm gonna do this until I die, and then there's nothing else. Like that's stupid. So let me focus in on this point. Leads cost you money, but you only get out of your business what you put into it. There are ways to find deals without spending money, but ask any successful investor how they find off-market deals that makes them tons of money that's a typo, that makes them tons of money, and they'll tell you it's all through marketing. Now, marketing isn't necessarily Facebook ads and all of the other type of stuff. I do not recommend doing Facebook ads if you're just getting started off as an investor, unless you have just like a buttload of money sitting in the bank, because that's the only way Facebook and Google ads work, is if you are pumping a lot of money into it, and then it might not even work. Obviously, you're going to get leads, but are those leads viable leads? Because if you're spending $10,000 for a $5,000, if you're spending $10,000 a month to close one $5,000 wholesale deal, then it's not worth it. Anyway, number 3, which is the biggest one, is offers. Now, I suffer from this. As I said before, I'm an introvert, so I suffered a lot from being terrified of even getting on the phone and talking to people. It was debilitating. It was horrible for me when I first got started. It was absolutely horrible. So when it comes to getting on the phone with people, I was terrible. So let alone making an offer to someone, because as a wholesaler, as a real estate investor, in a whole, you have to get something cheap in order to make a profit from it, right? So you have to get something at a discount in order to be able to make a profit from it. Walmart isn't selling you that $2,000 TV. Walmart didn't pay $2,000 for that TV that they just sold you for $2,000. That's not how business works. That's not how any business works. So you have to acquire inventory at a discount in order to make a profit on the back end, right? So in order to do that, you have to make offers. In order to make offers, you have to actually talk to people. So these all kind of, go hand in hand. So for 5 years, I've coached and mentored people who were afraid to make offers on houses. Maybe it's because they're embarrassed by the offer, which is actually a good thing. I learned this from Max Maxwell. Shout out to Max Maxwell. When I first got started, the man said, if you aren't embarrassed by your offer, then you're offering too much. And that has always stuck with me. If you aren't embarrassed by the offer that you're making, then you're offering too much. You should be embarrassed. Your offer should be so low, you should be embarrassed. And that's not That's why a lot of people view us as vultures. A lot of people view investors and wholesalers as vultures. But if I offer you $20,000 and you accept, you don't have to accept my offer. That's the thing I don't understand. Like realtors, they complain, for lack of a less vulgar term. They complain about wholesalers and stuff like this, but we make an offer. No one forces anyone to accept our offers. If people accept our offers, that was their choice. Anyway, if you want to succeed in real estate, you have to make offers. The more offers you make, the more money you earn. And speaking of offers, I'm currently developing a system that will make automated offers for you. It's going to be out of my new realm CRM, and the idea behind it is exactly what I'm talking about right here. What I just said: the more offers you make, the more money you'll earn. So think about this, for example. Let's say you have a list of 1,000 prospects, and you make an offer on 100 of those a day for 10 days. How many deals you think you'll get from that? Like without the long drawn out conversations, without running comps, the system will comp the properties for you and generate the offers for you. If you can make an offer on, let's use 30 days for example, 100 a day. If you can make 3,000 offers a month, how many deals do you think you'll close from that? Even at 1%, what's 1% of 2,000? That's 30, right? Yeah. So even at 1%, you closing 30 deals a month. Think about that. Think about how many people will accept your offer because you put it in their face. That's getting over the biggest hurdle of this entire thing, which is making offers. If you had a system that did it for you, there's no way you can lose. So anyway, there's plenty of reasons why investors fail. But if you can have structure in your business, you could generate leads consistently. And I'm actually going to link a video that I have for consistent lead generation in the description below. And I'm going to link a calendar link to myself if you want to set up a strategy session, or what I call it, a breakthrough session. We could go over your business and see, everything that you got going on, and see if there's anything that I can do or that any of my services can do that can help you get over the hurdle that you're currently facing, right? But if you can have a structure, generate leads, and make offers, you're already 90% there, right? And the mentor, that's in here, but it's not 100% necessary if you already know what you're doing. Like I said, if you have viable resources that give you accurate information about what it is that you're doing, then you really don't need a mentor. So you can check out my blog at newrealm.io/blog. I've got quite a few articles on there. And like I said before, I'm going to link it down below in the description. I'm also going to link the video that I have, how you can close 5, 10, 15, or even more wholesale deals every month on autopilot. So check that video out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Again, my name is Jamel Jones, founder of New Realm Digital Marketing and creator of the New Realm CRM lead generation platform for real estate investors and wholesalers. I'll see you on the next one.